In Zechariah chapter 3, there's a lot of implied references to temple ordinances and to the temple ordinances of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So I'm just going to read through this chapter, and I want you, if you have participated in temple ordinances in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, to pay attention to where you think it might be referencing it. Okay, so in verse 1, "And he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. And the Lord said unto Satan, The Lord rebuke thee, O Satan, even the Lord that hath chosen Jerusalem rebuke thee. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire? Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments, and stood before the angel. And he answered and spake unto him that stood before him, saying, Take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, Behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with a change of raiment. And I said, Let them set a fair mitre upon his head. So they set a fair mitre upon his head, and clothed him with garments. And the angel of the Lord stood by. And the angel of the Lord protested unto Joshua, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, If thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, then thou shalt also judge my house, and shalt also keep my courts. And I will give thee places to walk among these that stand by. Hear now, O Joshua the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wondered at. For behold, I will bring forth my servant the branch. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes. Behold, I will engrave the gravings thereof, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day. And in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, ye shall call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree." So some things that you should pay attention to. One is that Zechariah is talking about a high priest. So Joshua, who is a high priest. Okay, so this is people in the priesthood being ordained high priests. Okay. In verse 2, we have the Lord rebuking Satan. Okay, so that's something to pay attention to. In verses 4 and 5, Joshua is changed. His old garments are taken away, and he's changed into new garments, including with a servant of the Lord or an angel of the Lord standing by, including a hat or a fair mitre upon his head. Okay. In verse 7, we have a covenant or a charge that the servant of the Lord or the angel of the Lord gives Joshua. And in verse 8, we have a prophecy of Jesus Christ, and talking about Jesus Christ. So there's lots of parallels for those who have gone through the Latter-day Saint temple ordinances with the temple clothing, the high priest being changed to a high priest, being changed into temple clothing, taking on covenants with God, and the prophecies of Christ, I think are all things to look at. And so I think that Zechariah in this chapter is referring to temple ordinances.